Okay, we're going to be doing problem 15 from section 9.4 from Math 1012. And this problem is an order of operations problem with negative numbers included. So we have 2/3 minus 1/3, all in parentheses, quantity squared, plus 5/2 times negative 1/3. All right, to do this problem, you need to follow the order of operations, which says first you do any parentheses, do operations within parentheses, then exponents, then you multiply and divide from left to right, and add and subtract from left to right. Okay, so we do have some parentheses with a subtraction in it, so we need to do that first. 2/3 minus 1/3. When you're subtracting fractions, you just keep the same denominator, and you have to have the same denominator in order to do the operation, which we do. Our denominator is 3, and 2 minus 1 is 1. We subtract the numerators. So that's going to become 1/3 squared. However, after we do parentheses, then we do any exponents. So we do have an exponent now, so we might as well take care of that. 1/3 squared just means 1/3 times 1/3. So we can square the 1 and then square the 3. So that's really what?
It's 1/9.
1/9. All right, so now we've got 1/9 plus 5/2 times negative 1/3.
5/2.
Okay.
One,
So now we're ready. In the order of operations, we have to do the multiply and divide things first. So we have to take the 5/2 times the negative 1/3 next. Numerator times numerator.
6.
Well, no, what's 5 times 1?
18 times 3.
Well, to multiply fractions, we take numerator times numerator and then denominator times denominator. So first of all, I have a 5 times a negative 1. So that's going to give me a negative 5.
Okay.
And in the denominator, I have 2 times 3, which is 6. So now we have to do 1/9 plus negative 5/6. Now, in order to add or subtract fractions, we have to have the same denominator. So what's the least common multiple between 9 and 6?
I will pick 9 because it can goes into 9 3 times.
The problem is 6 is not a factor of 9.
Okay, then we multiply 6 times 9 times 6. Let me check. 9
we could take 9 times 6, but there's a lower multiple besides 54. If you skip count by 9s, there's 9, that won't work. But what about 18? Okay, 18 is a multiple of both 9 and 6. That would be the lowest one. Now you could use 54. It just means you'd have to simplify more at the end of the problem. But let's use 18. It'll be a nicer number to deal with. So we're going to need, what do I need to take times 1/9 so that my new denominator will be 18 for an equivalent fraction?
18 divided by 9, that is 2. 2 times
so we're going to take 1/9 times 2/2. So our new numerator is 2 times 1, which is just 2. What about the negative 5 sixths? What do I need to take that times to get an equivalent fraction with 18 in the denominator?
You're gonna use 3 because
3.
10 divided by 6 is 3 times, then 3 times 5 is 15.
But we have negative 5 times 3, so that'll be a negative 15. Okay, now we can add and subtract from left to right. We are going to keep 18 in our denominator. And for our numerator, we need 2 plus negative 15. What would that be?
It's going to be a negative 17.
No, it's like 2 degrees outside, and then the temperature drops 15 degrees. So did you say what it is? What is 2 plus negative 15?
Dr. Nav, on this one, are we adding or we are subtracting? Positive plus negative.
2 plus negative 15 is going to be the same as if you took 2 minus 15.
Okay, negative 13.
Yes, it'll be negative 13. And you need to be able to recognize both formats, that 2 plus negative 15 is the same as taking 2 minus 15.
Okay. Then why do we have this plus sign in the middle? Because as it is, we are subtracting. A negative plus negative is a positive sign, but we return it. But when we have a negative, a positive and a negative, and we have a plus sign in between.
Yes, that's the same. 2 plus negative 15 is the same as 2 minus 15.
Okay.
So when your signs are different like that, one of them is positive, one of them is negative. So you're adding things with different signs. You take the sign of the larger and you subtract. So we take the negative from the 15 and you subtract 15 minus 2.
There's no how I would have been able to do this. No way. I tried it several times. I couldn't.
Yeah, you had a lot going on in that problem. First we had parentheses, then we had exponents, then we had multiplying fractions, and then we had adding fractions. So it just kind of threw a lot of different operations into one problem.
Yes.
Okay, what else can I help with?
Let me check 9.3. 9.3, because I know I have issue with that too.
Okay.
So, 9.3.